muted, brother.
I was muted. You just got to look at my pretty face.
Hey.
Well, welcome to Bat Signals
First
from
off,
the
no. We know everybody watches the podcast for the eye candy, so they don't care what we got to say. They watch it for the beard, the eye candy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The updated Ebony and Ivory. That is what we hear. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, remember, now we are not just pretty faces. We're also hot dad bods as well. All right,
absolutely, and I have handlebars coming back, my friend.
Bro,
until the wife gets rid of them, but I can. It's gonna happen.
A little snidely whiplash. I'm digging it.
All right. Well, hey, welcome to Bat Signals from the Multiverse. This is a Facebook and YouTube live podcast shining a light across Gotham, Marvel, and the entire multiverse of comics, movies, and beyond. After the live show, you can catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else you get your audio fix. Each week, we fire up the signal and explore the stories that keep us hooked. From Gotham's shadows to the Marvel multiverse, from the Batcave to Krakoa, we spotlight the worlds that have shaped us as fans. Expect comic reviews, movie breakdowns, passionate debates, absurd games, and maybe even a few crossovers that no one has asked for, but we're gonna do it anyway. Whether you're a Bat fan or an X-Man diehard, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, which is Die Hard is the greatest of all Christmas movies, we're going to have a great time. I'm the host, the self-proclaimed Emperor of Awesome, Bradley Buchanan, and with me every week is the unverified twin of Dwayne The Rock Johnson in the eyebrows. The unverified twin of Dave Batista in the head wrinkles. The unverified twin of Carl Weathers in the mustache.
The flavor saver.
And the unverified twin of Tony Todd in the right earlobe. And finally, the unverified twin of Shamar Moore in the nipples.
Yes, sir.
Brian, who are you?
My name is Brian S. Dennis. I am Bradley Buchanan's tag team partner and co-host. And this week, the S stands. We did not plan this for Nakatomi Towers. All right, sir. And for anyone that does debate whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not, it 100% is.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Macaulay Culkin discussion of Die Hard as a Christmas movie?
No.
He did a podcast. I don't think it's super. I think it's about a year ago now. I think it's an older. But basically, he was asked, because we all know that Home Alone is also a classic Christmas movie.
Yeah.
He was asked if Die Hard was a Christmas movie. Now, I'm not one to usually say to celebrities they can catch the smoke, but I pretty much feel I can take Macaulay Culkin. So with that being said, he says that no, Die Hard is not a Christmas, but this was his logic. So I will give him credit for having some logic behind his statement. Comparing Home Alone and Die Hard, his point is, yes, Die Hard is a great movie. It takes place at Christmas, but it's not a Christmas movie, meaning if you took out Christmas and did that movie around another holiday, the movie would still work and still make sense. Home Alone, so he goes, so his contrast was you could not do Home Alone Memorial Day. It wouldn't work, right? The whole Christmas, the holiday, the family travel, all that is central to the plot of Home Alone. Also, you could have just called and checked on your kid, right? The other side of it is like with Die Hard, it wouldn't work. I mean, they could still do everything about Die Hard if you took away the fact it happened at Christmas. While that may be a cogent argument, Macaulay Culkin, shut up. Your parents didn't love you. You weren't left aside accidentally. They decided they wanted to go because you know what? You got mad, you messed up the pizza, and you trashed your brother's room. All right. So,
get back in the vault.
Yes, get back in the vault. Get back.
Get back in the vault.
I rooted for Joe Pesci so hard in that movie. I rooted for Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern as a kid. I rooted for Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern because Kevin McAllister was the most annoying. If there was a choice between Kevin McAllister and Joffrey Baratheon, I'm going with Joffrey. I'm going with Joffrey.
Do you, okay. So, real question though, and I actually this just popped into my head a second ago. Would you watch a prequel to Home Alone, all about Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern?
Yes, the Wet Bandits or the Water Bandits.
Absolutely, man, dude, that would be a fun movie. That's actually going to play a part in it. Maybe we'll get into something a little bit later.
See, I already have a canon going in my head right now about how that has to become the thing. So, absolutely. So again, yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie, as is Die Hard 2, as is Lethal Weapon. Those are Christmas movies. Yeah.
Well, and so Macaulay Culkin's point was you can take Christmas out of the Die Hard and then it's still a movie and it still works. It doesn't, because they're at a Christmas party in Nakatomi.
Nakatomi.
Yes. Okay, all right.
Plus,
awesome.
What other way is there to celebrate Christmas than just rampantly use of cocaine?
Right, but at least we get Alan Rickman.
Yes.
I
did see, and I think I might have shared it with you. Someone did say the entire time when you're running away from Snape, not only Die Hard, a Christmas movie, is also a Harry Potter movie. So yes,
same. I agree. Do we have any news? Did you catch any news at all this week?
Nothing significant that came out. Because again, it's the end of the year, so a lot of it is no major. We had that great Supergirl trailer that dropped a couple weeks ago now as we're recording. Things of that nature, and really pushing towards what's going to happen in 2026. No new surprises, especially in a world where any fan makes an AI trailer saying they're going to make a new movie. Yeah, these aren't real. So nothing significant has dropped as far as I'm aware.
So have you got to see Avatar at all?
I'll think about it. Okay, so this is the thing. I don't know if we can chalk this up in the pod. I do not like the Avatar movies. Okay.
So we'll talk about Avatar Fire and Ash shortly, and I will give you my thoughts about it.
I like James Cameron, but the fact that I know you're going to get into it, I will share why I don't like the Avatar movies.
Yeah.
So the entire reason that horrible M. Night Shyamalan movie was named The Last Airbender was that Cameron. That's why, again, now it's a bad movie, so no tears.
But the martial arts was good. I mean, like it's a bad movie.
It's a bad movie,
but it's a bad movie. You can do other things while you watch it.
Yes. What is worse, the Last Airbender or that horrible Dragon Ball Z live action movie they made? I'm trying.
Oh God.
The name of it.
The Dragon Ball Z, I know what you're talking about, with Jackie Chan.
Yes.
And how do you screw up Jackie Chan, a Jackie Chan movie? It's beyond me.
Yes.
But I guess, do you watch a lot of anime? I don't.
When my kid was younger, yes, but at this point, not as much.
Yeah.
We have Crunchyroll basically for him. But I've never been a huge anime. Again, my anime love would have been Dragon Ball Z. I actually never got into like some of the other versions. I watched Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, not a lot of the others. I actually like Digimon more than Pokemon. That's a plot. And the monsters could speak versus
Pikachu.
Creepiest thing ever. And again, I rooted for Team Rocket and Meowth. I'm like, I want the Pokemon who can emote. I want the Pokemon who is not an indentured servant and has to live in the Pokeball. We're rooting for the wrong people here. So so that's all I want to say. That no, not a huge anime fan.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, like I like it. I've just never really got it. Like, where do you start in One Piece when there's like 5,312 episodes? Cool. I mean, like the live action show on Netflix was really good.
Yeah.
The live action Avatar was really good as well.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, that's enough of the news. Brian,
Yes, sir.
We got some WWE recaps. We got to talk about some WWE.
We do. And basically the big news coming out was last weekend as we're recording, we had the Saturday Night's Main Event from Washington, D.C., which was the swan song for the in-ring career of one John Cena. It was a 4-match card. Saturday Night Main Events typically are 3 to 4 matches. So I'm going to give you the rundown of these. And the whole point of the Saturday Night's Main Event was to highlight younger, upcoming talent that maybe wasn't seen by the core WWE artists that watches Raw and SmackDown every week. So there was a strong NXT presence on the show. The show kicked off with Cody Rhodes, the current undisputed champion, taking on Obafemi, the NXT champion. Obafemi is absolutely going to be a star on the main roster. Cody wound up winning this match by disqualification. I was curious how they would do it. I figured Cody would not pin Obafemi. I thought Drew McIntyre might interfere and cause Cody to lose. Drew McIntyre did interfere. However, he interfered in a way that Obafemi lost the match. But again, it was a match. It highlighted Obafemi and got eyes on that. And we got a cool moment where Cody and Oba kind of gave each other their flowers and moved forward. Next up, we had Sol Ruca versus Bayley. Sol Ruca from NXT defeated Bayley in that match. Primarily, you got to see her use her fantastic finisher called the Soul Sucker. That is a cool move. I'm just really worried at some point she's going to hurt herself or someone else, because everything's got to go just right for that move to hit. Again, we saw the 4 women, Sol Ruca, Zarya, Bayley, and Lyra Valkyria in the ring, giving each other their flowers. And then we had AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, the current world tag team champions from Raw, taking on Javon Evans and Leon Slater. Leon Slater is the X Division champion from TNA. The X Division title is a championship that AJ Styles helped really innovate and make famous. Great match, full of spots. You saw AJ and Dragon Lee win that match, but again, the first 3 matches was really about, regardless of who won, just really highlighting the talent that is NXT, and that you will probably see all this talent up on the main roster within the next year to a year and a half. I guess. Then we get
Sol Ruca hopefully soon. We're going to see Sol Ruca. We're going to see Joe Hendry very, very soon.
Yes. I hope Sol Ruca's first PLE match is I hope she goes to Raw, but no other reason that we will get if they do that and they give her a push, we will get Sol Ruca versus Stephanie Vaquer, just to say that Sol Ruca snatched Stephanie Vaquer's soul, as well as to see Stephanie Vaquer give Sol Ruca the devil's kiss. There's a lot of women's talent in the WWE right now across all 3 brands. It got a little thin there for a little bit, but now you see it again with Sol Ruca, with Lash Legend, who just got brought up, with Stephanie Vaquer, with Lyra Valkyria. They just need to do better by Lyra. Hopefully get her out of this weird duo with Bayley. There's a lot of really good talent. They have Vail, who's the new NXT North American Women's Champion. There's a lot of talent there. So again, I think it's just finding space to really push those women. But again, I'm actually more excited for the women's talent moving up from NXT than the male talent, other than Obafemi, Ricky Saint, and you already mentioned it. While he's technically TNA, say his name, and he appeared. I believe.
Yes, we believe in Joe Hendry on That Signals from the multiverse. In every multiverse, there should be a Joe Hendry.
Absolutely.
I
believe that Joe Hendry is kind of like America was in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. There's only one, but he just exists across all the multiverses.
Absolutely.
He just exists across all of them. And then the final match, it should have been the main event, so that everybody checked into that pay-per-view, or excuse me, the Saturn's main event, was John Cena taking on Gunther. And John Cena did what most professional wrestlers do and should do when you know a match is going to be your final match, is you go out on your shield. The debate had been, as we had, and you and I texted about this, is will Cena lose his final match? He lost his next to the final match when he lost the Intercontinental Championship back to Dominic Mysterio. The match with Gunther was 99.9% the way the match should have gone. And you know the moment that you and I both have issue with, if you watch that crowd, they had issue with, lots of people on social media, wrestling podcasters had issue with, is that Gunther wrapped Cena in a sleeper hold and he didn't pass out. The ref didn't stop it. John Cena, the man who for over 2 decades says, you don't give up. Never give up. He had the towels. Never give up. And what did John Cena do, Brad, in his final match?
He tapped out.
He gave up. He tapped
out. So,
okay.
You know, do you listen to Chris Van Vliet?
No. Yep.
Okay. I do like the take on this that he pushed out on his podcast. Apparently, before the match, Cena had posted a picture of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay.
Well, in A New Hope, Obi-Wan Kenobi smiles at Luke and becomes one with the Force.
Yes.
Which is kind of fitting for what Cena has done. He's no longer in the ring, but he left his shoes and everything in the ring.
Yep.
And now he's going to be the unforeseen force, ghost or whatever.
Right.
Which, I disagree with the way that it ended, but there's nothing that we can do that's going to change that.
Right.
Whether it was planned or not planned, because it does, there is some supporting both ways, man, I do like the Star Wars analogy of like, okay, he's now one with the wrestling world. Yep. He's going to be there for the next generation of Jedi or the next generation of superstars to help guide them along the way.
Yep.
I maybe it's because I'm just such a huge Star Wars fan, which I got to start my Christmas Day. Every Christmas, I always watch Star Wars, so I'm going to start my rewatch of Star Wars.
And in my house is Scrooge, so yeah.
Unfortunately, with the Acolyte, I got to start with. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
But that could be for another podcast, but out of those matches, what was your favorite?
My favorite actually was Cody and Obafemi, just because I'm a big Obafemi fan. I don't watch NXT as much as I used to. So much of my favorite talent from NXT is either on the main roster or honestly in AEW. But Obafemi is one of the ones that I really am looking forward to him being on the main roster. I hope they treat him better than they've treated some talent this is always the thing. NXT and Raw and SmackDown are not the same. Not the same core audience, not the same dynamics, all those things. I think he's someone that is truthfully going to be a future main event, the way we talk about Braun Breaker. The Sol Ruka match was great, given the Soul Circle is such a cool finisher. However, Bayley and the weird thing that they're doing with her is just, I just wish she'd turn heel or not, but just make a decision. The tag match was good, given I loved AJ's. AJ seems to be able to talk about this bulldog strength. He can pull that Styles Clash out of almost any situation. It was a small botch. And again, the Gunther Cena match, had it not been for the tap out, would have absolutely. It was everything the match should have been. The tap out, the smirk as he tapped, that actually rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah. All the fans. And again, even there's sometimes things make sense in premise, but you have to give the fans what they want.
Exactly.
And him losing to Gunther, no one would have been upset with that. Him doing, I think I even texted or put on someone's post, if he had done the Stone Cold Steve Austin, which he can't, which is what he did with Goldberg. Goldberg didn't tap. Goldberg passed out from the match, couldn't answer the count, and Gunther wins. That's still technically a submission. They could have done the same thing with Cena, but him actually tapping out and them kind of sitting in the ring, oh shucks, I tried. And the FUs that Triple H got. I also saw on the same CDD podcast that Cena really had very little control of his booking. So that meant that if you believe Cena, and I do, because the interview was taped prior to this match, that the finish was at least co-signed by the higher-ups, which means Triple H in this context. So he got a lot of boos, as he should have. My last thing on this will be, so now the scene's officially done, right? We can't unring the bell. 2 questions. Number 1, will we see him at WrestleMania 42 in Vegas? Do you think he makes an appearance on one of those 2 nights?
Yes.
And then the second question is, does he go into the Hall of Fame with this year's class? The class
Yes.
will be talked about. Okay.
Absolutely.
I agree with you. I hope this would happen, but you know what that means? He will be the second announced person, because the first announced person just so happened to be the Chief Content Officer's wife, Stephanie McMahon. And I think she should go in. We talked before about Michelle McCool, Undertaker's wife. Maybe, maybe not. But I think Stephanie, legitimately, from her in-ring, and not that she was the greatest worker, but she was a great personality, especially in the heyday of that Mr. McMahon era. You know, all of her stuff, a lot of behind-the-scenes things that she's done. And you've seen her as a person, as far as I can tell, and as a character grow. So congratulations to Stephanie, but I also agree. I think Cena goes in this year's class. All right. The only other thing regarding wrestling that we had occur is we did have the big reveal of the hooded wrestler that had been coming in and doing like the Phantom Stomps. So we have now, I guess this would be the 4th member of the Vision, and the internet wrestling community remains undefeated. It was announced that it was Justin Timberlake. Austin Theory, but if you've seen the photos, Austin Theory with very little hair and the baby fine mustache and beard looks a lot like Justin Timberlake. Like, I don't think for him he was going for badass, and he came out as boy band. I don't think that's what he was going for. Yeah,
he may have went bye.
Yes, yeah. You know.
So what do you think of it?
I think it's going to be good, actually. I think again, the look, and that's just because things happen, right? I think, I think they're trying to give him more serious edge. Similar to Logan Paul, he has an incredible amount of physical attributes, but they've never known what to do with Austin Theory. He was Austin Theory, then it was Theory, then he went back to Austin Theory. He's been a babyface, he's been a heel, all these things. He's still incredibly young. Giving him the tutelage with Paul Heyman, and I think this also gives them a good core of wrestlers within the Vision that will be around. Because again, I don't think Logan Paul would be in here week in, week out once you get past WrestleMania. So, by the way, if you saw the fight with his brother Jake, he might be there holding Jake's hand right now.
Yeah, or jaw.
And they don't have to be in the same place at this point. But I think having that core group of Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, and now Austin Theory, and then Logan Paul will come and go, which I think is absolutely fine, under Heyman's tutelage. So that leads to one last thing before we wrap on our wrestling roundup. So it's officially announced now, setting the stage.
Yeah.
So we're going into WrestleMania season.
Yeah.
Cena's retired.
Yep.
Seth Rollins going to be out for a while.
Yeah.
We're not sure they've not announced who's entering the Rumble yet. But what we do know is on the first Raw of 2026, we're getting CM Punk versus Bron Breakker, now with the addition of Austin Theory into the Vision. Do you think Punk loses to Bron Breakker? Do you think Punk drops the title to Breakker on, especially first Raw, celebrating the year anniversary on Netflix? Do you think Breakker wins the title?
No. I think Punk's going to drop the title at WrestleMania.
I think so too. However, given that they really value this partnership, it would not surprise me. I think it's a little early for Breakker. The only way it makes sense is if they think possibly, and I don't know the time frame on the recovery from the shoulder injury and shoulder surgery that Rollins had. The only thing that I can think of if they will potentially build to a Rollins Breakker match. But honestly, if Rollins could be at WrestleMania, you can get more bang for your buck having Rollins versus Breakker as a grudge match, and saving the titles for, again, the winners of saving that for other feuds. Because again, I agree with you. I think they're setting up for Reigns and Goldberg Reigns and Lesnar to be the challengers for those championships, but you never know.
I do see Bron Breakker winning either Elimination Chamber or the Royal Rumble.
Okay. So you see him going. You see him going to WrestleMania to challenge, just not winning
Right.
it on. Just not him doing it at Netflix. I'm not doing it on Raw. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got to disagree with that one, partner, just by the fact I really think they're building towards. Well, they're definitely building towards Roman Reigns. I don't see Roman Reigns, and also he lost the title at WrestleMania 40. I don't see him going another WrestleMania without a title match.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think Reigns is there, and they could definitely do it with him at the Elimination Chamber. I also feel that I feel like they want to go with Brock challenging one of them. Brock is the less certain of those two. Brock's also a super duper part-timer. But I don't think they're done with Brock. So I think Brock will be at WrestleMania. I was thinking you get Reigns versus Punk and Brock versus Cody, but we shall see.
Yeah.
All right.
I like it.
That is my wrestling roundup, my friend.
I like it, man. And hey, that was more moves than the Cena Gunther match.
It was. And less botches than an Ultimate Warrior match. There we go.
Right, absolutely. Brian, it is time to talk super women.
Yes, sir.
So have you read Women of Tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, so Women of Tomorrow, the new Supergirl movie, is based off of a comic book. And the comic is probably one of the best comics to come out. At least Tom King. It's probably, no, I'm going to say one of the best comics in the last 5 years. Easily. It's easily Supergirl's best run, best arc. Would you agree with that?
I don't think it would make it better if she somehow was riding a dragon.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Lobo. Anyway, so we're going to talk about our favorite, our most badass women in fiction, our super women to ourselves, and we're just going to enjoy. We're going to give credit to the amazing women out there, the super women in the world of movies, TV shows, or whatever else. Brian, do you want to start this? You want to go one at a time, or you want to do each other's lists?
I'll just give you my list, and we can go with yours. How about
all right, man.
All right, so I have my top 10, and starting off my top 10, and again, I went the most badass super, and I focus on DC. So here we go. So they are number 10. You got to give it to Kara Zor-El. So number 10, I have Supergirl. Next up, I have, just because not only do I the character we talk about powerful, but also just love the actress that portrays her in Sandman, I'm going with Death of the Endless.
Ooh, that's a good one. Gosh.
Next up, we all need someone that, you know what, we've all had that one kiss that just was a little deadly, and without her, we don't get our boy Two-Face. I'm giving Miss Pamela Isley Poison Ivy. Next up, this is a pick that I love. I'm not going to lie. This pick was driven by my love of you, my friend. So coming up next, I put Zatanna. In a world we talk about super women, you got to talk about powerful women. And in one of the more convoluted backstories we have, if you're going to have Supergirl, you also got to have Power Girl.
Power Girl, yes. Supergirl with bigger boobs.
Pretty much.
Yep.
And a better costume.
And a better costume, yes.
Along those same lines is proof that emo girls are not to be trifled with. We're going with Raven. In my opinion, this next person is the best spouse in the DC universe. Big Barda.
There's three correct answers for that, and that is yes.
Okay, give me the other two.
Big Barda.
Yep.
Black Canary, and Lois Lane.
Yes, yeah.
Those are.
Yeah, I kind of like Lois when they're not married. I like the Superman. I like this. This is a side quest. I like the Superman Lois dynamic a little better when she knows but they're not married, right? I think she's an ace reporter. She's
Yeah.
actually supposed to be a better reporter than Clark is, right? So the
Yeah.
fact that, and I know they have the hypno glass, all the things, right?
Mhm.
But the fact that she couldn't figure out that her coworker and the Man of Steel, who she's in love with, are the same person. That was always like, wait, what? So I think she should know, just like Mary Jane should know. But I also like when it's that relationship stressor of they're not quite a couple yet. But I agree with you, and I
Yeah,
agree
at
with you.
least-
Black Canary is a great choice as well.
At least those are the best couples. The best couples in DC.
Yeah,
Did you see that Kyle Rayner's coming back to Green Lantern?
No, awesome.
Kyle Rayner in Green Lantern number 33, which
Yes.
sucks because now I gotta go back to collecting Green Lantern along with all the others.
Yeah.
But okay, Kyle Rayner is my favorite Green Lantern. He does
Okay.
not get enough love,
he doesn't.
and there's a lot to choose.
He doesn't.
But yeah, man, the best couples in DC are like Barda and
Yeah.
Scott Free and Mr. Miracle. If for
Yeah.
people who didn't know that, also Mr. Miracle, another great comic run by Tom King, same writer of Women of Tomorrow.
Sure.
Of course, Black Canary and Oliver Queen,
Yes.
Dinah
Yes.
Drake,
Yes.
and Ollie Queen. Oh man. And
Yep.
then there's Lois Lane.
Absolutely. How hyped are you for Lanterns?
I'm super hyped, although I kind of get the feeling that it's not gonna be. We're not gonna get a lot of constructs. We're not gonna get a lot of the
no.
rings,
No.
which I want that because I get they're gonna do the buddy cop thing, but it's gonna primarily take place on Earth. And just from the little teaser trailer, I'm getting the sense that Hal comes to Earth to train John Stewart,
Yep.
who.
I would agree.
I mean, John Stewart, John Stewart is a better Green Lantern than Hal Jordan. Actually, John Stewart's a better Green Lantern than Kyle Rayner as well.
Yes. And Guy Gardner.
And of course,
yeah,
Guy.
Yeah. I mean, again, if we ever, and that might be the idea of a future pod as well, like countdown of characters who have the same name, like Flash, Green Lantern, those things. But I will tell you, I mean, John Stewart is my favorite Lantern.
Yeah.
I also agree with you that Kyle Rayner's run as Lantern was, they focused too much on him being an inexperienced Lantern, versus with his art, but the fact that he is an artist, I mean, they really could have done, they tried, but they could have really taken the realms off when it comes to his constructs. Really could have played more into that.
Yeah.
They make Stewart's very militarist, as they should.
Yeah.
And Hal Jordan, I will say Jordan is my second pick because you got to go old school with that. And I loved him as the Spectre, though. That's the whole deal. I prefer him as the Spectre
Agreed.
than as the Green Lantern.
And there's another hero that I wish DC would do something with. But
yes.
Going back to Kyle Rayner, he has the greatest origin of all of them. I mean, like, he becomes a Lantern after his girlfriend is murdered by a serial killer,
Right.
and shoved in a refrigerator, right? Was it?
Yeah.
I mean, which like they could do so much with that in current comics or whatever. But yeah.
So I hope when they bring him back, they make him darker. Because that was also the thing that they didn't make him as dark as that origin story would allow. Same deal with the best Spider-Man stories are when Peter's living through his trauma, right? When the loss of Uncle Ben, the loss of his parents, when all of those things, the loss of Gwen Stacy, when that really is, we all loved wisecracking Spidey.
Yeah.
When Spidey's dark, when Spidey realized, hey, if he really let go, he could just wreck shop on pretty much any villain he ran, so he's tortured. Those are my favorite Spider-Man comics. Those are my favorite Spider-Man stories.
On the Spider-Man thing, and I've often wondered this, and maybe this is a topic for another episode as well. We've gotten Old Man Logan. We've gotten Old Man Hawkeye.
Yes.
Why have we never gotten Old Man Peter Parker?
I think the short answer is Spider-Man's appeal is indelibly linked to his youth. Him being a powerful yet
Yeah.
inexperienced hero. Him being all the things. He's in high school or very early college years and trying to balance
Hmm.
being a student, taking care of his widowed aunt, trying to have friends, being sort of nerdy and geeky. So getting the girl is a struggle. That's why the MJ dynamic with him works so well. She is so powerful and she leads their interpersonal relationship that happens at that very specific, especially for guys, that very specific age bracket between like 16 and like 21, 22. If you went to Old Man Spidey, which would be a very, I'd read it. I 100% will read it. That just changes so much of it is that do we want to see that? Or I personally, and then we'll
Yeah.
I love this idea. I think instead of an Old Man Spider-Man or Old Man Spidey, what if they really talked about the world where Spidey dies, right? So give us the fast forward, but show us MJ, show us Norm, show us all those people and what lives are like with the mantle of a fallen. And I want to be a fallen Peter Parker. Like, we
Yeah.
need to know that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I think that would be really interesting because within the MCU, and I'm getting a roll going here.
Yeah.
Within the MCU, he's the one that probably has the most family when you look at his supporting cast, right? I mean, whether they relate to him or not, his supporting characters, they're a family, right?
Yeah.
More so than almost any other characters in the X-Men, but they all have powers too. But within like he has the biggest supporting cast of non-powered people
Yeah.
around him. So I would love to see how they would mourn Peter and them trying to pick up that mantle. So I think that's what I want a web crawlerless world and see how they deal with that.
So in this, would you have Miles as the main character,
I think it's
or
not-
would you, or would you do like Ben Riley or somebody like that who is Peter Parker,
Yeah.
but also
Yeah.
you know is his own? I mean, like right now he is Spider-Man in the comics,
Yeah,
Ben
yeah.
Riley, but
So part of me want to answer like I'm gonna do like a battle for the cow, like who will be Spider-Man. But I think to make it that, I think having to be Miles because again he's not Peter, he's very different from Peter.
yeah,
And the show almost that almost that rejection between the world, and especially like again Peter's closest feel like you're not Spider-Man. Yeah, okay, you're Spider-Man. How about this? You're Spider-Man. You're not Peter. And him having to wrap his head around that, and then that pushback and that struggle. I think that would be a great comic to read.
Miles Morales is probably one of the best characters that's ever been written. I mean, can you, and like just thinking about when they were doing the Ultimate Universe, and they're like, okay, we want to make Miles Morales' character.
Yep.
It was done so well that I don't think you could do it for. I don't think it works for any other superhero.
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
like they've tried it with Cap. I mean, they've tried several people to pick up the mantle of Captain America. And,
Sure.
I mean, like, they're okay, but they're not great.
Right.
Because when you think of Spider-Man, two names come. I mean, obviously Peter Parker's first,
Yeah.
and then automatically you go to Miles Morales.
Absolutely.
They are Spider-Man, same name, and it's not even confusing. You don't even question it.
Right.
But like
And
any other superhero.
And they did that so well because there's enough similarity between Miles and Peter, but also enough difference that it doesn't feel like you're rehashing the story, right?
Yeah.
So different family dynamics. Both of them struggle with the identity of being Spider-Man differently, but also similarly. And one thing that they do for both, whether it's Parker or Morales, is they make. I don't want to say this. Almost similar to the appeal of Batman, I think, is with Superman, and we have our typical Superman shade. He is Superman first, and then he is Clark Kent. Miles Morales and Peter Parker, they're Peter Parker first. They're Miles Morales first. Then Spider-Man is someone that they try to live up to be. Spider-Man is their aspiration.
Ooh, I love that.
Versus some of the others is, I am Superman.
Yeah.
And I have to pretend to be Clark Kent. I'm Batman. I have to pretend to be Bruce Wayne versus this
Poorly.
right. And also it's not the folks that have I totally can go between the two identities seamlessly. Peter Parker and Miles Morales in different ways, in different iterations, definitely different stories, struggle. And again, because of their youth, that's why I say I think that's why we don't get like the old man version of this. Is so much of that struggle is because so much is put on them as kids, as legit teenagers.
Yeah.
And that immaturity comes. So
well, and it's so nice with like Spider-Man, especially because I don't even think like anybody else you can really say this to. With the character of Spider-Man, it's everything in their personal life that drives their superhero. I mean, like, oh my gosh, I got to get to my class, but there's a mugging, and I got to do the mugging too, and now I got to get to class late, and I'm going to miss my test, but, you know, there's this, and this, and it's just, they're just wonderful, humanized, like, you know, people. You relate with them so much more.
And I think more so than any other significant character across the two major companies in DC and Marvel, Spidey fails.
Yeah.
More so than I can think of any particular individual, much less a team. More so than any particular individual, you see Spider-Man fail. Now, it may be fail in a small way or a big way, but Spider-Man, you can count on one hand how many times Batman, Superman have significant loss. And that was basically time to freshen up the books. Versus Spidey loses and has to live with that loss. You know, Batman's losses are other people died that he didn't save. Same thing with Superman. Versus Spider-Man is what he has is honestly Spider-Man losing. And I think that again is he's the most human of a comic book character you're ever gonna get. So absolutely.
You know, and exactly what you were talking about is with Spider-Man will not think twice about working with any member of the Rogues, Dr. Octopus, anybody. If the situation needs it and and the goal is aligned between him and Doc Ock or Green Goblin or anybody, he will put everything beside and do that, which is what I think is the inspiration of the Flash TV show did, as well as they took the inspiration from Spider-Man with the Flash. Because Flash, I think Flash is probably close to that, but not really there. Because I'm more of a Wally Flash than a Barry Flash, but that's another topic. But Spider-Man, he's like, how many times would you see Spider-Man with Scorpion, Hobgoblin, Venom? I mean, like all these.
That hopefulness of youth, that some level of even being naive. They did so well in the most recent live action movie of he really thinks everybody can be redeemed, or at least is going to give him a shot. Yeah. And you see there's great loss and pain and cost to that, but he will forever try. And that's what I think Tobey Maguire did so well. I'm forgetting the young man that currently plays the character's name right now. But I think that we lost little bit. Yeah, Tom Holland. We lost a little bit. Not Andrew Garfield's fault, but we lost a little bit of that with Andrew Garfield. But the bookmarks of that trio, I think, did a really good job of just always, other than having him dance, did a great job of just hope springs eternal with him. He always thinks I can do it, and you see that again even with the Miles Morales character. So absolutely.
So is Spider-Man? Final question, then we can move on.
No, we're good.
Is Spider-Man the greatest character in Marvel? I mean, I would say yes. I think Spider-Man is the most.
I think if you mean, and I'm gonna give my answer this way. If you mean true Marvel, taking out what the MCU, because the MCU has skewed some perceptions, right? Because of who we see in the movies and how that characters are envisioned via the movies, the TV shows, and the Disney juggernaut that has it, right? But if you stick to the true canon within the comics, I have a hard time thinking of a better character.
Yeah.
Of a absolute better character, because we think about all the things. So number one, widely known. I think you go to almost any country and you do not have to be a comic book fan, and you go whatever language you speak, who is Spider-Man? You can do that with Superman, you can do it with Batman, you can do it with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
If you go, hey, what's Wolverine's real name? Some may not, right?
It's like Logan or James Howlett, you know? It's like, okay, we're going to separate the men from the boys. Or the boys from the men.
Yeah, like I dare you to go outside either of our houses, pick up some stranger at night, so it'd be a little creepy, and go, "Hey, what's Thor's last name? How many gonna know it's Odin's son, right?"
Yeah.
All those things. How many know Diana Prince, right? All those things versus Peter Parker, Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne. But then so they know the alter ego, they know the origin story usually, which I like so much that we don't need the origin story again.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
And then go like can just empathize with his struggles, and again because he loses, which again goes back and make it full circle back to Superman shade. But always been kind of our knock on Superman that when you can do anything, are you ever really in peril? They figured out enough, right?
Yeah.
But with Spidey, you go into like, how's Spidey gonna get out of this? And I will share, what they say about Batman. Batman's superpower is that he's Batman. Got a spin on it. Spider-Man's superpower is that he's Peter Parker.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes,
I like that. Man, all right. So that was super fun. I'm glad we went on that little road trip there.
Yeah, that was great. All right, I will finish up my list quickly then. So the last three on my list are Wonder Girl, Starfire, and you can't talk about the Superwomen of DC, at least based on my list, without, of course, the OG Wonder Woman.
Nice, very, very cool. So I'll do my list, and I only have a couple of DC on there because I wanted to try to hit as much different, different areas as possible.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna start at the end. Man, you don't get great women in movies without Ellen Ripley with Aliens.
Oh,
and on that same vein, because the movies are so important. I mean, you don't get to with Ellen Ripley, and there's one other one that's Sarah Connor.
Yes.
You don't get there. I mean, like there were some before there, and we're gonna get there. Why, hello, girl. You know what, kiddo? Actually, you perfect timing. Why don't you? We're talking about the greatest women in comics, TV. You cannot say my list, but what do you think are? Who do you think are the greatest comic women, comic superheroes, anything? Go ahead. Why don't you enlighten us, Leia?
Well, there's one that you forgot on. Oh, never mind. She is on there.
I would forget that.
No, not that one. That one.
I got it.
Yeah.
So, Princess Leia, who do you think is the greatest female character, comic book, movies, TV? Wrestling, whoever, whatever inspires you.
Liv Morgan, because I can't go off his list, and half the ones I was gonna say are on his list.
Okay, all right, we'll work with Liv.
Especially his first one.
Okay, all right. And she's back. Are you happy she's back?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I got to eat chicken 2 nights in a row.
Nice. So, your dad, I'm going to point this out to your dad, but since you love Liv, what are the chances of you, Leia, eventually dating someone with a neck tattoo? Just like Dirty Dom's got that big neck tattoo, what are the chances you think you'll eventually date someone with a neck tattoo?
I don't know.
Spell it with your dad. I'm just curious how you think that would go. How do you think that would go if you brought home someone with a neck tattoo with your dad? How do you think that would go?
I don't think you would really mind.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna ask him. I agree. It would be very interesting. Yeah. All right.
I want to hear your answer to this one.
What?
Okay, give him the headset. Give him the headset.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna. So this is the scenario I gave her. So since she loves Liv Morgan so much in wrestling, I go, what are the chances? So I asked her 2 questions. First question: what are the chances that she will eventually bring home a person that has a big neck tattoo like Dom Mysterio? And she goes, she wasn't really sure. So then that led to question number 2, which is, what would her dad say if she brought home a person with a huge neck tattoo? So
depends what the tattoo is.
Okay, let's say it's nothing offensive. Let's say it's just artwork. Okay.
It's just artwork. Like okay.
Okay.
Is
Alright.
this on the front neck or the back neck?
Let's say it's similar to Dom. It
Okay,
goes
so front neck,
to the side.
tribal.
Yeah.
I you know what? I would be cool. I would be super cool with it. I'd actually probably
Okay.
ask if the guy wanted to go get ink with me.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right,
This guy
so
has a neck tattoo.
I do have a neck tattoo.
You.
Yeah, yes, I have
He has a Joker on his back neck.
I have
okay,
a Joker
back
on
of
my
the
back.
neck though is not the same as front of the neck. Back
Correct.
of the neck is perceived very, very differently than
Yes.
front of the neck. Yeah.
I don't have enough I don't think I could do a front of the neck tattoo.
Well, you'd have to keep
Uh,
the beard pretty short so people can see it too.
Yeah.
Barely there.
Yeah. So all right, why don't you say bye-bye? Okay.
How about my princess?
All right,
brother.
kiddo. We're
Okay.
gonna finish up on the podcast, okay?
All right. So I got on your list. I've got Ellen Ripley. Who else you got?
I got Sarah Connor.
Of
And
course.
then I want to also go. I got to give some credit to some video game there, and you don't get a lot of awesome women in video games without the one, the only pyramid boobies, Laura Croft.
I was waiting on that.
Absolutely, yes. Okay, because the Tomb Raider came out in the PlayStation era when they didn't have, right? They didn't have the greatest of graphics, so
Yes.
yeah. Anyway, also we got more TV shows, right?
Yep.
So Buffy Summers.
Absolutely.
Yep, Buffy Summers. Then we got Xena, the warrior princess, who pretty much is Wonder Woman,
Yes.
of course.
Yes.
And then I had to hit my Marvel
I'm
girls,
only going
right?
to give you Xena if she brings Gabrielle with her because why not?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes. All right.
And a really young Carl Urban as was it Cupid? Was he
Oh
Cupid?
my goodness, I think it was.
yeah, Carl
Yes.
Urban. Yeah, Johnny Cage is Cupid. Which I'm actually
Carl
pretty
Ur-
cool that Street Fighter 2, the Street
Yes,
Fighter movie,
yeah.
and the Mortal Kombat come out with like 6 weeks apart from each other.
Yes.
Is also
Carl-
fun.
You should look at Carl Urban's filmography. He's had a very interesting career.
He does.
Just kind of like you'd expect from an actor.
Mhm.
You know, he started off on some very fresh faced, young, kind of
Yeah.
heart throbbing roles. So now he's Butcher on The Boys, which
Mhm.
you gotta love it. Yep.
After that, I got some of my favorite Marvel girls. I got Jean
Okay.
Grey, Storm, Scarlet Witch. Then I got
Grey.
Katniss Everdeen. And then I got to put my Marvel girls. I got to put my Zatanna, Supergirl, Wonder Woman all in there.
Okay.
And then I got to end it with the greatest female badass in all of history.
Okay.
The real hope for the rebels. Princess fucking Leia.
Yes. Wait.
Yes, that is you. That is you.
So you saying, and I'm not shocked, but
Right.
you saying you would take Princess Leia over Rey Skywalker?
Yes.
You saying you would take Princess Leia over Ahsoka?
Maybe.
Okay, fair. And last one, just again, because my head
Yeah.
was just this canon.
Yeah.
What if Mystique decided to look like Katniss Everdeen?
Yes, please.
All right, I just had to give Jennifer Lawrence credit for a couple very cool roles. Very cool
Yes.
roles. Yes.
All right, man. Are you ready for some totally not canon?
Let's do it, brother.
All right, so here it is. This is the part of the show where we take your favorite characters, we break continuity, and imagine what they've been up to between issues, movies, and timelines. We're gonna explore some questions and have a little bit of fun.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're gonna start this off, Brian, with: did you know today Snow White turns 81?
And
With
you
that-
know what? She's still living with 7 dudes, so good for her.
Right?
Good for her.
But so I got to thinking here, let's theorize, let's contemplate, if you shall,
Okay.
what is the world of Snow White like 81 years later?
Nice.
You know, like maybe
Yeah.
the dwarves, Prince Charming. How long did Prince Charming came around? Was there ever a second Prince Charming?
Sure.
All sorts of fun stuff, man. I want to hear your take on this, my friend.
All right. So the big thing with her is, of course, her and Prince Charming did what they do, which is they got married. They lived happily ever after until, again, at 81 years old, Prince Charming isn't feeling quite as charming as he used to feel. He's gotten a little older. His sword doesn't come out of the sheath quite as quickly as it used to. He can't ride the horse for as long as he once did. And those loves for a true kiss just ain't hitting the way it used to hit. So unfortunately, Prince Charming does what some men do as they get a little older. He reaches out to the world of the internet and he discovers various apps and he meets his own version of the Seven Dwarves. So instead of Sleepy, there's Itchy. Instead of Bashful, there's what was I gonna say? Not Bashful. And as always, he hopes to find that he can be happy. Well, Sleeping Beauty doesn't sleep all the time, and she finds out what's going on, and that ends their relationship. However, Sleeping Beauty shall not be beholden to a man. Sleeping Beauty decides she's gonna go out, be her own person, and makes her own money. And 81 years later, Sleeping Beauty becomes the spokesperson for sleep aids. And can you see it now? Sleeping Beauty promotes Ambien or Lunesta or those other sleep aids, right? And she goes, the one thing that can help you sleep after 7 dwarves, the sleep aid. So that's what I see there. And she's still hanging out with the dwarves and finding out. Never mind. Gives us the pod.
Well done. I love the switch from Snow White to Sleeping Beauty.
I went to Sleeping Beauty. Like, wait a minute. How did I?
It just worked. It just worked.
Yeah.
All right, man. Okay, so here's part number 2. Okay, I got one more after this. It's Christmas season, right? And there's a lot
if you bring
in
up
the
elf, man. I'm telling you, bro. No elf.
Oh,
no elf.
I'm not. Promise, brother. I promise.
Okay.
I want to, with you and I, take just a couple of minutes to pitch our own Hallmark Christmas movie.
Okay.
And I figure, and here's my thoughts here. Here's my idea for a plot. And we're going to base this on me because I'm not a big Christmassy guy, right? I don't really get excited for Christmas until close to Christmas. And I always get a lot of shit for it. But where is your Christmas spirit?
Yeah.
Call it, Where Are You Christmas?
Okay.
About some kids trying to find their father's Christmas spirit. Okay?
All right.
So, what do you think? Is this something that, because it's more like a family, not like a romantic thing, right? Is that the? Am I on to something here? How would this go? What would it be to find? How do the kids find the Christmas spirit?
Well, I think what they can come up with is they can you got to add in some level of magic, all those things, just to really make it that part of childhood wonder. It is the seasons, all that. So, I think you could maybe even have them getting some assistance from like an elf or a magical. You know what? How about this? They get assistance from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So Rudolph shows up, and Rudolph is kind of their guide, their spirit animal, their Christmas spirit animal, if you will. And Rudolph basically says, in order for your father to have Christmas spirit, we have to make spirit. We have to find the ingredients of Christmas spirit. And Rudolph gives them basically the recipe. And what they have to do is they have to travel to find the Christmas spirit totems to give their father their Christmas spirit. So it can be And you can tie it to all the things we know about Christmas season. So it could be joy, it could be frivolity, it could be generosity, but trying all these things and on their mission to find part of the Christmas spirit recipe. They have to bring, they not only learn about themselves, but guess what? Their father comes along and he begins to learn. And at the end of it, the jump to it is you could even have at the end of this, they fail in each one of the missions just a little bit, but by the end of it, because they spend time as a family, dad learns the true meaning of Christmas and has the Christmas spirit. You could do something like that.
I love that, actually. I love that a lot. All right, man. Last one, and because we're rounding out the end of 25, and our next episode will be our top movies of 2025.
Absolutely.
I want to know, Brian, can you name the top 5 movies of 2025 according to IMDb?
Now, this is based on box office or audience rating?
They didn't say it. They said however they rated it, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna know at least three of them.
Top
one
5?
of them is one of my most hated movies of the year.
Ooh, brother, this has been a unique year for us because I want to say I have heard you dislike more movies this year than typical. Usually we are, not that we're a negative podcast, but generally you're like, this you can put a spin on a lot of things, and we have a general hate of like movies like Elf. We talk about maybe they didn't need that sequel, those things, but this year, so top 5 based on IMDb. All right. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna give my opinion number 1. So one of my favorites was Sinners. I think Sinners
is on there. It's number 3.
Okay.
All
right.
As I'm glad it was. I knew it was going to be in the top 5. I thought Sinners was going to be at least number 2. I'm pretty sure you can guess what number 1 is.
This is tough because I'm also thinking like 2025 has been both a short year and a long year when it comes to movies. So, oh wow.
Weapons is number 2.
Okay. All right.
Which that one surprised me. I thought that Sinners would be above Weapons, but I'm not surprised at number 1. Which is say we've mentioned number 1 several times in this podcast already.
Oh, we mentioned several times in this pod. Okay.
Yeah. The name.
It can't be Superman, is it?
It's Superman. Yep.
Okay, so that's 3 out of 5.
Yeah, 3. Yep. And when you're thinking about comic heroes and things like that, especially people like Spider-Man and Superman, what do they do all the time? There's always
I know you're trying to
sometimes they battle. And there's always one battle after another. That is number 4. That movie I couldn't stand. I hated that movie with everything I had.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay. The 5th one, Brian. Yeah. I'm not going to give you I won't give you a hint on this one at all.
Okay.
This one, or maybe I will. Man, this one might take a bite out of you if you're not careful.
Oh,
something like this happened to DC Comics after the New 52.
I'm gonna tap. I'm not getting it.
Jurassic Park Rebirth. All right.
No.
Yeah. Yep. That was number 5.
No, it had to be based on box office.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, but
I'm surprised.
Sinners, I figured would have been number 2.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised with number 1. I'm not surprised with 1, 2, and 3. I am surprised with 3 or with 4 and 5.
Okay.
But like because like I could talk for 40 minutes of everything I hated about one battle after another.
And
all right, Brian.
We can same thing with Jurassic Park for me. I was like, there's just
yeah. It was
a Jurassic Park movie. It was a Jurassic Park movie. But at this point, I mean, you and I are old enough to remember when the first one dropped and just how incredible, but they also had a deeper meaning. Now it's just like giving us new dinosaurs to fight. Like, all right, yeah.
I mean, and you don't need a big story. You just need the dinosaurs. But like, it's like a Tron movie. You don't need a big deep plot. You just have to have a lot of cool looking stuff for it to be successful.
Absolutely. All right.
Okay, dude, I gotta talk for a minute because you and I are Batman fans about Batman, Absolute Batman number 15.
Okay.
We're gonna do a Signal review system on this. I want to talk this one through with you because I think if you haven't read it, you need to, because this is the introduction to the Absolute Joker.
Okay.
And this is the origin of the Joker, and it's really, really kind of cool because he's the polar opposite of Bruce Wayne, right?
Right.
As he should be. This is written by Scott Snyder and art by Nick Dragotta, and the art is fantastic. This is probably the most beautiful looking comic of the 15 issues so far.
Okay.
By far. Okay. And the plot is Alfred Pennyworth is now 100% on Team Batman, right? Okay. But Absolute Batman is not the Bruce Wayne that you know from the normal world. But the Joker is sort of the Bruce Wayne archetype, right? He's the billionaire. He's got a cave, all these things. So it's the book here, the origin is Alfred Pennyworth trying to explain who the Joker is to Bruce Wayne because they want to go after him.
Gotcha.
And Pennyworth kind of doesn't know a lot, so he's telling like, okay, so this is the Jack the Fifth, and he owns all these little islands, and there's all these things, but this person's been throughout the last 150 years, right?
Sure.
And they and Bruce is the entire time he's like, don't tell me the fucking story,
right?
Tell me what you believe. What do you believe, man? Like, let's so we can face this. And it comes down to it, like, the Joker is this clown. He's a monster, but he's also been living all these lives. He's the same person. And there is at the end of it, there's this wonderful saying that he says, and it right before they actually say the word Joker, right? And it is if I can get to it, maybe where did it go? Anyway, I don't want. Okay, I can't find it. Anyway, whatever. I'll make a TikTok about it later. But anyway, it's amazing, and you should read it. That's the plot. Out of a 1 to 5, this is absolutely a 5. The characters, the act, the writing, again, 5. This is gonna be 5s all the way down because this is one of the most perfect comics I've ever read. So I'm just gonna go straight in. Entertainment value 5, rereadability 5, 25 out of 25 points. Brian, get this one because I know you're a Joker fan.
Yes,
you gotta get this.
What I have always loved about the Joker, the way I looked at the Joker, and there's various iterations of it, but my idea of what I've always loved and thought what makes the Joker the perfect foil for Batman is if you remove basically Batman's soul, if you take away Bruce Wayne's soul, you have the Joker.
Yeah.
You absolutely, because if you go to the most, and again, for those of you that are not complete comic nerds, the Joker does not have one consistent backstory. So the most widely known or the most widely accepted, if you watch the animated film, The Killing Joke, it delves into it. But basically, the Joker was a factory worker who's tricked into helping individuals who were going to rob this bank next to where he worked, and he falls into his bat. He wears a red hood, he used to call it the red hood, and comes out with all the hair. His wife has a miscarriage. All those things break his brain, and the reason that there's not one consistent backstory is the Joker is so lost within himself that he can't remember his origin story, which is why if you've ever seen The Dark Knight, Heath Ledger gives a different reasoning and rationale behind the scars every time he brings it up. That's very much from the comics. However, the similarity is Bruce Wayne and the Joker in their pre-lives have lost.
Yeah.
And what kept Bruce from going down a dark path was Alfred. Later on, Commissioner Gordon. Later on, the various Robins. And that's why it's called the Bat Family. They are as integral to Bruce Wayne staying on the path because he has people that are his family, whether he reciprocates it to the way they want to or not. Again, if you Dick Grayson and raised by Batman, that's not a great way to live your life. That being said, if you take away all of that, and in this version you give them money, power, and resources, you get the Joker. You get the Joker.
Batman would have fizzled out without Robin.
Yes. And also, let's remember just how the iconic view of this. So we take, so the hero, and this is also what I love, diving a little deep here, but one thing I love the Batman-Joker dynamic is Batman is represented by a bat, obviously. Something that's meant to be dark and scary, but he's fighting for good. The Joker at the end of the day is one thing, a clown. Something that children are supposed to love and enjoy, and he is the big bad. And I love just the flip of that between the darkness of a bat, the levity of a clown, and you flip that is who is your protagonist, who's your antagonist, who's the side of good, who's the side of, Joker's not even the side of evil, Joker's the side of chaos.
Yeah.
And I really like that. I really like that, which also leads to Batman, and Batman at his most failing, how we got Project OMAC and all the things is when Batman tries to control everything.
Yeah. So I found that what I was talking about in the book.
Right. Love to hear it.
And because you actually, it's a clown plays the fool while making a fool of everyone else. He's a mastermind, the schemer, the Joker. And like in this version of the Joker, the man, or is he a man?
Yes.
Does not laugh. He's the Joker because he won't laugh. But
Yes.
he's also been like, so he's been playing both sides, right and left, to use political ambitions here for like as long as he funded the Nazis, but he also funded civil rights. I mean, like, so all the things. So he's playing both sides to more easily guide them to where they wanted to go. Anyway, again, dude, gotta read the book. Such a good book, man.
Love it. Gotcha.
Man, dude, what are we watching? What are we watching? What are we following?
All right. Yes, sir. So a couple things. So some of my favorites is, have you seen Wake Up Dead Man yet? It was the third of the Knives Out series.
So I fell asleep 15 minutes in. And I haven't tried it again.
Okay. I will say, get past it. I absolutely really enjoyed it. I will say, of the three movies, it's the heaviest of the movies.
Good.
It also is one of those things that it's the one that really kept me, if you get past the first 15 minutes, which I think you can.
Yeah.
It's one of the ones that the figuring out the true whodunit is really tough. Like, they do a great job of kind of swerving you a couple different ways. Okay, now oh no, wait, but no, it must be, and it has a really timely message, especially in the character that Josh Brolin plays. I will admit there are a couple times I just wanted to snap his fingers, but it's done extremely well. It has a fantastic cast. The other things is we had the season finale of It Welcome to Derry. Yes, and I love it. There will be another season, but I love the fact they talked about, spoiler alert, that Pennywise experiences time differently. So when they did the behind the scenes or the make of that final episode, they're basically saying we will see Pennywise, but not, we're used to the It movies moving forward, right? So we get to 1908, to the 50s, to the 80s, to the 90s. Now it is the idea that we may go back further into the Pennywise earlier origin. So that by itself is really interesting. And it did a great job of, because after seeing the season finale, I had to go back and watch it chapter 1, and you see the connections between there. So that was just done so well. As well as, have you started watching season 2 of Percy Jackson and the Olympians and season 2 of Fallout? Okay.
I have not watched Fallout yet, but I am caught up on Percy Jackson.
Yes.
And dude, it's just Percy Jackson is just a good heart feeling show, man.
Absolutely.
And it's like the perfect show for Disney Plus.
Absolutely.
100%. Dude, I really like it.
Yes.
Yeah, so good.
I agree with you, but I gotta tell you, while there's been 3 episodes of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, there's only 1 episode of Fallout. It is so good.
I am looking forward to starting Fallout maybe tonight. I gotta watch Landman.
And I mean this in a good way. They are definitely making, you can tell with season 2, it is more Walter Goggins and the Ghoul. They are really focusing on him, as well as Kyle MacLachlan's character as well. But they give you, and they introduce the new big bad here, and that first, I can't remember if it's at the beginning of the episode, but very early within the episode, they give you one of the other. So with season 1, again, spoiler, then I'll just give you kind of a tease here. Season 1 was so much on the Evil Corporation vault tax. Season 2 brings up another Evil Corporation Robco. So basically, Fallout is giving us the Illuminati. So it's taking different aspects of what's now going to be the new big bad corporation, and it's showing that so well. And you gotta love anything that features Brain on a Roomba. So yeah. So I gotta say, of all the things I've been watching, the season finale of it would be number 1. But I gotta say, the beginning of season 2 for Fallout, so really well done, and I can't wait to see more. Yep.
Yeah, man. Really, all I gotta say is I watched a couple movies. Landman. I've been watching. So I actually watched all of season 1 Fallout and just ended that 2 nights ago.
Okay.
But dude, Landman is probably the best show on TV right now, man.
Okay. All right.
Landman.
I gotta get caught up on season 3. But okay. I mean season 2. Excuse me. All right.
Yeah, it's so good. And then I got to talk about a couple movies that I watched. First of all, I got to talk a little bit about Avatar.
Please.
Fire and Ash.
Yes.
It's fine. It's cool. There's some cool stuff to look at.
Sure.
I felt like the first one was good. The second one was better. They were building this world.
Yep.
They don't go there though with this. It felt like they left nuggets of like where they should have gone, and then they didn't go there.
Okay.
You thought that you were getting this. It's predictable. You know what's coming. You get it. For the trailers kind of give you,
Yep.
So you go to those Avatar movies to be blown away by the special effects, and it's fine. That's it. One of the coolest things about the Avatar movie was the Avengers Doomsday teaser with Steve Rogers will return in Avengers Doomsday.
Yep.
That they're going to re-release Endgame with a new post-credit scene that's going to lead into Doomsday, which is further proof that Disney / Marvel wants to forget everything that happened in the multiverse saga and just go straight from Endgame to Doomsday.
Yep.
And I was watching some people, and there's this big theory going on about like Tony says to Cap, that if you fuck with time, time's gonna fuck back, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Steve has a baby with Peggy, but did he always have that baby with Peggy?
Right.
Was he always that shadow, because they never showed her, the husband in the show or anything like that, or or like was this a breakout? I mean, there's some plot holes there, but I mean, I'm sure they figured it out. I'm sure it'll be awesome. I know it'll be awesome. But.
Well, you got it when you are Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, and I mean this with all due respect. You really can bend Disney over because, there are parts of the and they tried it, and I don't think the multiverse saga needs to be completely undone, but it's also it's hard to do in a movie. It's hard to do in a movie, in movies, and they create a really big universe, which we as the fans create our own problem. We wanted this big, expansive universe, but guess what? That's a lot of things you got, and we also live in a day and age now because of streaming. You can rewatch shows and movies over and over again and find the smallest little inconsistency, and then write a blog or hold a podcast on it and blow it up. All right. With that being said, when you Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr., to a lesser extent Chris Hemsworth and some of the others, but with Evans and Downey, they really ended those characters, at least in those versions. Like, the fans want Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. back. We're getting Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. back, and what's going to happen there. So yeah, absolutely. But again, this as we're both longtime comic book fans, every time you bring in the multiverse, you bring in the chaos that you expand, you got to shrink it. So it'll be interesting what they do next. Yeah,
I mean, the other movie I saw was The Housemaid last night with the wife.
That?
It was good, man. So it was good, and then it got a little dry, but then it just ramped up, and there was a couple twists I didn't see coming, which that is always something good when you're like, when you think you know what's going on, and that is not what's going on.
Gotcha.
So it was good. If I had to rank them, I would say The Housemaid is better than Avatar, Fire and Ash. I said it and I stand by it. So The Housemaid is a better movie than Avatar, Fire and Ash.
Just remember, with Avatar, Fire and Ash, you got to catch them all. All right, bro.
All right, man. It is time to play a little game. You got a game for me?
I do. It is Rated Nerd again, because I had fun. So we are at the time where we're celebrating the holidays, and again, we wish all of our listeners a safe and happy holiday season. Celebrate it as you wish. With that being said, I again think that Die Hard is the greatest Christmas movie. Fight me if you want to. Which got me thinking about the career of one Bruce Willis. So with that being said, I have a few things to ask you about regarding Bruce Willis and his filmography, and just see what do you think. So I've got 3 buddy movies that Bruce Willis did. I want you to see if you can tell me which one of these made the least amount of money. The least amount of money. And they are in order for alphabet. In alphabetical order, I would say it the correct way. So we have in 2010 the movie Cop Out, that stars him and Tracy Morgan. We have The Fifth Element in 1997 with him and Chris Tucker. And then we have The Last Boy Scout in 1991 with him and Damon Wayans. So between Cop Out, The Fifth Element, and The Last Boy Scout, which of these movies made the least amount of money?
You know, they do fight Santa Claus in The Last Boy Scout. So is The Last Boy Scout also a Christmas movie?
Fair.
So, okay, which made the least amount of money?
Yes.
Cop Out had a pretty big following, but out of those, gosh, I don't know what's my favorite. What do I like better, Fifth Element or Last Boy Scout? Probably Fifth Element.
You think Fifth Element made the least?
No. I think The Last Boy Scout made the least, because I don't think it had a big run in the theaters.
Okay. All right.
So I'm gonna say.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say Final answer. 1997's Last Boy Scout.
I will. Last Boy Scout actually it made middle. Actually, Cop Out made the least. Cop Out made $55.6 million. Last Boy Scout actually made $114 million in 1991 dollars. On top of that, and then The Fifth Element came in at $263 million. So, by the way, Bruce Willis, when you look at his filmography, had very few flops. He had very few flops. Most of his movies made their money back and then some.
Out of those 3 movies, what are your favorite? What's your favorite?
Fifth Element, without a doubt. Fifth Element. Cop Out, actually, I like better than The Last Boy Scout. But Cop Out, it didn't land. Like, it started out really good, then it didn't land. But Tracy Morgan, actually, to me, still, he's so over the top. And most Tracy Morgan stuff, I get bored after because he is so
Yeah.
over the top. But this one with Bruce Willis playing the straight man to him, I actually kind of dug it. So Last Boy Scout was okay, not bad at all. But I would actually say Fifth Element. Come on now, how can you not love the Fifth Element? By the way, Fifth Element is the single biggest movie in the history of French film. It is actually a French film. It's actually a French movie.
So Last Boy, I mean, like, okay, every time I watch The Last Boy Scout, I always wonder, why did Damon Wayans stop doing action movies?
Yes.
He could have been a huge action star after The Last Boy Scout, and he never did. I mean, I do love me some Major Payne.
Right. You know, that's the thing with the Wayans as a whole, though. So I don't know if you
Low Down Dirty Shame.
Yes.
Such a great freaking action movie.
Yes. And let's not forget, in the first G.I. Joe movie, you have Marlon Wayans as Ripcord. So, and I think he actually did a serviceable job.
He did.
So, and we shared this before that before Chris O'Donnell was cast as Robin, actually Marlon Wayans was cast as Robin. And unbeknownst to Marlon Wayans, they recast it as Chris O'Donnell. And famously, he did not know until he read the trades about the filming for Batman Forever, and he sees that he did not include him. That's famously that. So, all right, next up. So, Bruce Willis has done a few different movies with Samuel L. Jackson. So, I want to know if you can tell me which one of these movies had, based on their opening weekend placement, which of these movies did not finish in first place? So again, these are movies that star both Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson, the godfather of our show.
Yeah.
Which one of these movies did not finish first in its opening weekend? Okay. First up, and these again are in order of release. So in 1994, we had Pulp Fiction. In 1995, we had Die Hard with a Vengeance. And in 2000, we had Unbreakable. And in 2019, we had Glass. I'll give you those movies again. Pulp Fiction, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Unbreakable, and Glass. Which one of these movies did not finish in first place its opening weekend?
Okay. I am going to say Glass. I feel like there was other things that came out at the same time that prevented that from being in first place.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the hype for Unbreakable was really, really big. I know the hype for Die Hard with a Vengeance was huge.
Yep.
And I mean Pulp Fiction. So I'm kind of in my head. I'm whittling it down to Pulp Fiction because Pulp Fiction came out and it took a minute for it to catch on.
Sure.
But Glass, you know what? Like, I'm gonna go with the gut here. I'm gonna say Glass is the one.
Okay. I am sorry, my friend. You are incorrect. Pulp Fiction, Die Hard with a Vengeance, and Glass all finished first. Unbreakable finished second, but it was released in the holiday season, and the movie that won first was The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. All right. Okay, and last,
which is a better movie than Elf.
Yes, it is. And then last but not least, Bruce Willis also had multiple franchises. So I'm going to give you 5 franchises, which I mean by franchises are movies that had at least 2 movies within the series of films. And I want you to tell me the order in which these movies came out based on the first film. Does that make sense? So I want you to give me his franchise in chronological order based on the first movie. All right?
Okay.
So here are the 5 franchises we have. And again, I'm going to give them to you in alphabetical order.
Okay.
So we have Die Hard, that series.
Okay.
We have the Expendables series.
Okay.
We have Look Who's Talking. We have the Red movies, and we have the trilogy underneath the Unbreakable umbrella. And he is
Okay.
in all three of those, so I'm counting those. So again,
Yeah.
we have the Die Hard series, the Expendable movies, the Look Who's Talking movies, the Red movies, and then Unbreakable series. Can you give me those in chronological order based on the first movie of those series?
I think so. I
let's do
think so. I'm gonna go Die Hard.
Okay.
Look Who's Talking.
Okay.
Unbreakable.
Okay.
Expendables.
Okay.
Red.
Ding, ding, ding. Ding.
Yes.
All right, let me give them to you. So, Die Hard, 1988. Look Who's Talking, 1989. The first movie, Unbreakable, was in 2000, and this was so good. Both Expendables and Red came out in 2010, but Expendables came out in August, Red came out in October. You are 100% correct, my friend.
Awesome.
We are not worthy. We are
Yes.
not worthy. I acknowledge you, sir. Great job. Great job.
All right, man. That was a lot of fun. Do you got an honest ad for us today?
I do. This is going to go back to what my S stands for this week, with is Nakatomi Tower. I have not an honest ad, but an honest jingle for Die Hard in the realm of Jingle Bells. All
Bring
right,
it, man.
Here we go. Dashing through the snow with Argyle in the limo. Up the tower he climbs. His wife John McClane must find. Hans Gruber leads his team, looking for the bonds. If they don't succeed, they will set off bombs. Sergeant Powell gets a call. His calm night, it does shatter. Next thing that we know, he shows up on Family Matters. The FBI takes over, convinced that they are right. What they did not see is that they were shooting at the lights. John loses both his shoes and barefoot walks across glass. For all of this trouble, I'd simply divorce her ass. We get the final face-off. Gruber's patience is wearing thin. At the end of the day, he should have just stayed in Slytherin. Christmas Day is saved. He climbs into his sleigh. Instead of ho, 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 we hear yippee ki-yay. My honest jingle for the greatest Christmas movie ever,
Yes.
Die Hard.
I have to say, I think that makes you win this episode, my friend. That is a winning. That is a winning jingle. I love it. Love it. Love it.
All right, bro.
Dude, who's your Better Than Us Human of the Week?
This week, I'm going to give it to the person I would have gave last week while I'm not recording. So I just give it to, you know what? I take a lot of dollars for it, saying that he's not the greatest of all time, because in my opinion, he isn't, but it's all very subjective. But wrestling is all about flavor and what you like versus what you do like.
Mhm.
But I got to give it to you, and very happy retirement. We will see you in lots of movies and TV, including continuing on as Peacemaker. My Better Than Us Human of the Week this week is the one, the only, John Cena.
Awesome. I love it. My Better Than Us Human of the Week is my wife, because she is now
Yes, sir.
CPA.
Yes, sir.
CPA.
Congratulations.
All right. So with that, before we're gonna, so for the last couple times that we've done a nerd again, but we've broken off and we've kind of recorded separate. I didn't like the way that came out, so we're gonna try some new stuff. So for this, we are gonna do this with some super fights. So Brian, here's what we're gonna do. I am going to give you. Oh, and 1 second. I got 12. Okay. I'm going to give you two choices of characters.
All right.
You're going to have to pick one of them.
Okay.
Okay? And your first guess is these are going to end up being your fighter at the end.
Okay.
You're going to have to
All right.
pick between a musketeer
Okay.
and an owl.
An
A
owl
mus-
meaning the animal, or an owl meaning some other version of an owl?
However you can imagine an owl.
All right, I'm taking the okay. So musketeer versus an owl, but I is based on kind of my understanding of those characters, correct?
Yep.
All right, so I'm going with the owl.
Okay. All right. And next, Brian, is a samurai
Okay.
or conjoined twins. Samurai or conjoined twins.
I'm going with the conjoined twins.
All right. Next is spider or a vampire slayer.
Spider.
Okay. And last, oh no, two more. Mermaid
Mhm.
or giant squid. Mermaid or a giant squid.
Going mermaid.
Mermaid. Okay. Last, Brian, is going to be
I can't wait to hear this.
Obama or the Grim Reaper.
Oh, Obama.
Obama. Okay, now, out of those,
Yes.
an owl or conjoined twin.
Owl.
Spider. Okay, now this is gonna be a three-way because I'm not gonna strike any. So,
Okay.
Spider, Mermaid, or Obama. Who's winning the three-way? Who's
Obama.
winning the triple threat? Obama is winning,
Yes.
which means an owl versus Obama. Who are you taking?
Gotta take Obama, man. Come on.
All right. Okay. So because you don't have this deck, I'm going to do the same thing for myself here. I'm going to have a turtle or Hermione. Oh, still there?
I am, sir. So give me that. Give me that again.
Turtle or Hermione. I'm going to go with Hermione.
Okay.
All right. Next. Electric eel or a cat? I'm going to say a cat.
I would have as well. All
right.
So I would have done the same thing you've done on these first two picks. Okay.
Okay. Next. A Hannibal or a bull? And technically there's a bull in the Hannibal. So we're going to go with the Hannibal.
Animal. Yep.
Okay. A demon or me? Demon or me?
Okay.
Dude, you know what, man? I think a demon is going to be a little bit meaner than me. I'm going to go with a
Okay.
demon.
All right.
All right. Okay, and last is going to be a witch or the Mario Brothers.
Nice.
Of course, I got to go with the Mario Brothers.
You've already got a witch, so you're good. Yeah.
That is right. I got Hermione.
Yep.
Okay, so now I got to do Hermione or a cat. Now, a cat could be familiar to a witch.
Yeah. Yep.
You could get there. So I'm going to take Hermione,
Okay.
which means I got a triple threat between Hannibal, a demon, and the Mario Brothers.
Okay.
For this, I have to go. I am going to say, damn it. Because you're Obama,
Come on.
I don't want to take the Mario Brothers there, man.
Really? I take them. Take
All
them.
right, all right.
If I was you, that's what I would pick. I would
Okay,
pick Mario Brothers.
okay. Mario Brothers, or
Okay.
you know what? It's gonna be Mario Brothers versus Obama.
You know, he
But-
wouldn't have it any other way.
Exactly.
I'm speaking for the
It's a
former
me,
president. He would
Mario.
not- Yeah.
But now,
absolutely.
Brian,
Yes, sir.
now we get to throw in. You think it's going to be a little bit fair debate talk, right?
All right.
I am going to say, I have 3 cards right here.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
These are attributes. They could be good or bad for Obama.
Okay.
3 cards.
Gotcha.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm with you.
Pick one.
Let's go with the middle one too.
Okay, so you are Obama, but you are handcuffed to a golf cart.
Okay. All right.
So you're Obama
yes.
handcuffed to a golf cart.
Not a problem at all.
Okay. For me, I have 1, 2, 3. I'm not looking at them. Brian, you in the middle. I'm gonna go in the middle as well. So I am the Mario Brothers, but I used to be a bear. I don't know what that does to me.
Okay.
Used to be a bear.
Well, since we're all born naked, hey, you were bear. You were
That's
bear.
right.
Yeah.
That is right. Or maybe I just like the Harrys.
You know, hey, you know, it gets a little lonely, you know, underneath the sinks and stuff. So you never know. Might have been a bear kind of walking out, you know.
Right.
By the way, before we go further, you know what I watched the other day just as a wild lark? I watched The Great Outdoors with John Candy and Dan Aykroyd. And you know what it was? I rewatched Christmas Vacation, and it got me in a Beverly D'Angelo mood. And so I wound up, I don't think I've ever said that sentence before. And at least not since high school. Anyway,
Right, yeah.
I watched The Great Outdoors is such a good movie.
It is.
Such a good movie. Not to mention, if you look at the cast of The Great Outdoors, then we'll do the battle. But when you look at The Great Outdoors, I mean, not only did it star John Candy and Dan Aykroyd, you've got Beverly D'Angelo, and you've got I'm blanking on her name real quick right now. Oh shoot. Annette Bening, all these great folks. But dude, again, back to my childhood, think about how cool it was for, remember Lucy Deakins, who plays she's the county, but also she was in The Boy Who Could Fly.
Oh,
I checked
dude,
her out.
that was such a good movie.
Bro, she went to Columbia University and is a lawyer. She is the partner in a law firm. So
Jeez.
So just of the things that, you know what, sometimes people move on to bigger and better things. So good
Yeah.
for her. All right.
Awesome.
So let's knock it out, bro. By the way, and as King, I want to see both a bald-headed and bald-butted bear. So there we go.
All right, man. Okay, so why don't you give me your case first? I'll give you my case second, and then we'll go
Okay.
from this. You're handcuffed to a golf cart.
Sure.
What can Obama do? I'm pretty sure I know I got a couple of ideas for you, buddy, but how does Obama defeat the Mario Brothers, who used to be a bear?
Well, it's quite simple, my friend. First off, you said it's handcuffed to a golf cart. You didn't talk about what a great, awesome golf cart it is. It's not just a regular golf cart. It's the Obama golf cart. You know what that means? This is a badass. It is a monster truck of a golf cart.
So you're taking this to Mario Kart.
So it has the gigantic 10-foot wheels. It's got a supercharged engine. It doesn't just run on diesel. It runs on mushroom power. And not only that, but it doesn't even exude exhaust. You know what it exudes because it is driven by Obama, who's handcuffed to it? It exhausts hope. Hope is what comes out of the exhaust pipe of the Barack Obama golf cart. And in that golf cart, you know what it has? It has golf clubs. It's got golf balls. It's got the little tees with spikes on the end.
Yeah.
And in his passenger seat, you know who's riding with Barack Obama? The one, the only Happy Gilmore with our boy Carl Weathers in the back with the hand of fate. We are ready. We are ready. You bring, brother. You bring your Mario brother twins. I got Happy. I got my boy Carl. We're ready for it. The Flavor Saver. Let's do this in the big monster truck golf cart.
So here we go. We are on the Rainbow Road. Yes, we are in the Mario Kart.
Not the Rainbow Bridge. We're not crossing that yet. Okay.
I mean, maybe here we go. We have Luigi Mario and Mario. Make that make sense. We can't. We've talked about it before.
Yes,
However,
what was your dad's name? Scar. Okay.
Wario?
Yeah.
What if Wario was Mario's dad?
That's what I used to, again, early fan count, like, they got to be related, right? It's got to be
right.
Dad. But yeah, all right.
I mean, there's a lot of similarities.
Yes.
I mean, you know, okay, man. So we're in familiar territory for the Mario brothers.
Yes, sir.
And you know, Obama, and you can bring Happy, and you can bring Carl Weathers without a mustache. You don't get the mustache, man. Yeah, no.
You don't get the mustache?
You don't get the mustache because you win with the mustache. It's Carl Weathers.
Okay, fair. Okay. Flavor Saver's we're not having that. All right, cool.
Okay, fair, yeah, that's right. But you know who does that? You know who has better mustaches? The Mario brothers.
You just said it because they're handlebars.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? They're riding along on that Rainbow Road. They're passing everybody. And yeah, Obama might have spikes on the wheels. But do you know what the Mario brothers have? 3 red shells. And they are going to knock that golf cart out. He is going to be going and fall behind. Mario is going to be ahead. He is going to win this race. Luigi is going to be there to stay in front. He's going to take the brunt because we can't let Luigi win. Even when Luigi, and yes, I know it's pronounced Luigi. I prefer Luigi, especially when we're playing Mario Kart. It is, my headcanon is Luigi, not Luigi. Mario's going to win this race. He's going to sacrifice the most important thing to him. It's not Peach. He got the Peach. He's going to sacrifice the brother, the Luigi. He's going to win.
And as you're nearing that finish line with Luigi playing spoiler, doing the shake and bake from Talladega Nights, it's so apropos you mentioned the word head. Because as Obama is trailing, he has to go to the nuclear option. You see Obama reach under the dashboard of the Obama golf cart. As he pulls it slowly but surely, you see rising up, almost as she was coming from under the bed.
Michelle?
There is Princess Peach. And Princess Peach, knowing how Luigi has the unrequited love, she goes, we've got air, opportunity, and the mushrooms that make you just a little bit bigger. But I need you to sabotage your brother. And Luigi, at that moment, will join Team Obama, as we all should join Team Obama. And I would say Team Obama defeats the Mario brothers without Luigi.
You know what? I like it. I
get stuff under the bed. Add a cheat.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. You know what? I think this was fun. I liked exactly where this one went.
I like that. This
was a good time. So with that being said, Brian, it is time for you to give us your words of wisdom and for us to put a pin. We've reached the max levels of awesomeness.
All right, so put a pin in. I think it's what Luigi said to Princess Peach. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us for the best part of our week for our Bat Signals podcast. So as we send you off into your week, again, for those that celebrate, for however you want to spend your week, have a happy and safe holiday season. And please remember a couple things. Goonies never say die. And no retreat, no surrender.
All right, squirrels' cheeks are also their nutsacks. And remember, turtles carry their homes on their backs. You're carrying far less and doing great. Happy holidays. All right, and with that, the signal fades into the night sky. Thank you for tuning in to Bat Signals from the Multiverse. We'll light it up again next week where we're going to talk about our favorite movies of 2025.
Deserve.
Keep your eyes peeled on TikTok for shorts dropping all week. I dropped one today. I'll drop another one tomorrow. And watch for those emergency beacons, your chance to jump into the chaos live. Every week we shine the signal bright and take some requests. Don't forget to follow, like, drop a comment, share, and leave a 5-star review to help keep the signal shining. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the podcast so you never miss an episode, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, folks.